water pump and a couple of little bits and pieces, just having some gremlins with the car. Brand new car. They finished this car 30 minutes before it was put in a container in Florida and sent to Europe. And let's see how Adam LZ gets on his first patchy run in Mondello Park. Fires into that first corner, and this is pretty steady for LZ. Big lock of the front wheel, taking out the cone. A little bit of understeer as he comes through the first corner, but does manage to keep it under control, put it back on some throttle, falling out of that outer zone slightly as he transitions back. Now he's got to go for the wall to climb some points back here, and he does. Sends it into the wall. Full carbon Kevlar E36 2JZ, 800 plus horsepower, and he does a good job. But that initiation, very similar first run, puts him in 40th position. 64 was on his first run. He struggled in the conditions. Now it's full wet. Let's see what LZ, the first American to take on the Drift Masters Championship. A lot of pressure on this run.
Yeah, it certainly is, as he slots his car through the gears, dials on the angle. Oh, front bumper flexes. Oh, no! And LZ puts it on the grass.
I think that was definitely a case of going a little too hot into the first corner. And again, look at the scores coming in. You've got to do it. There's no safe runs anymore.
No, you
put it all on the line.
You need to push, David. We're going to be at an 80-plus cut-off in a minute, and LZ knew he had to pull it out of the bag. He had to perform, and unfortunately, that is the fine line that James Dean just spoke about. It either works or it doesn't work. You have to risk it.
Well, they had a big I think you have to risk it. They've had very little practice out of LZ. He's here all the way from the USA. One of the biggest content creators in the game, but didn't qualify in Ireland due to the conditions. Now looking a little bit more confident in this BMW E36. 900 horsepower coming in very hot, and again, but that's pretty good. Holds it on the wall, and this is better for LZ. As that left foot braking just avoids any, you can see how difficult it is for the drivers. They're twitching the cars on and off angle, but Adam LZ did a good job of taking it wide here. Little handbrake just to touch the wall at the end, and it's pretty solid so far. This is a very smooth run from Adam LZ in horrendous conditions. As they transition back now, has he got ahead of it? Yes, puts the foot to the floor and does get up into the zone. I think that might be our best run so far.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's shaking his head to say no, Dave, but you know what? I think that was a very good run. He dealt with that second outside zone, that long wall run.
In Drift Masters, we have a USA driver versus Poland. Here we go. It will be Adam LZ as the higher qualifier to throw in first. Conditions are changing rapidly. Will the surface have the grip these drivers expect? LZ buries it in the wall through the first corner as Jakob Kroll now. Oh, a little bit of a wobble and a straighten from Jakob Kroll. A bad straighten in the chase position as LZ has no such issues in the lead position as he comes down the hill. Early handbrake. LZ having a little issue down the hill there as well as they transition back. Conditions changing dramatically as the pyro goes up across the line. And I think it's going to come back to Jakob Kroll at the end of that first corner. Did he get himself pinched on the inside in the chase position? And LZ, well, how aggressive does he go? Spotter's been on the radio. Jakob Kroll has a mistake on the board, but LZ is going to try and put that car in very early and a little too early, but he manages to balance it and not get contact with Jakob Kroll. Kroll and LZ go to the wall through the first section. As Kroll now much tidier through the center section. LZ managing his aggression in that chase position. Lovely lead line so far from Jakob Kroll. Oh, a little bit wide, and LZ on the inside of the track. That's not where he should be. A big mistake down the hill again, but he gets himself back into it, and it's a mistake from both sides on two runs. Doesn't make too many errors, so let's see what happens when they come off the line.
Yeah, off the line they go. Hartman will want this one. He'll want to steal the thunder from Adam LZ, but LZ goes for a nice initiation. Very tentative, but keeps in control, puts the back end of that E36 into the wall. Hartman almost hits him, puts himself into almost a spin. Oh, and LZ hit the wheel. LZ snapped a rear arm on the back of that BMW. Can he hold on to it? Oh, and the wheel now making smoke where it's at a complete wrong angle. LZ absolutely flying. He's staying in it. Oh, the wheel goes under the car.
Oh, that's a big hit. The wheel went under the car, hops the car up, and it's going to come back to that first corner and the collision between LZ and Pontus Hartman. Who caused the collision? That's what's going to happen. And you know, if we look back historically, it doesn't look good for LZ here as wheels and suspension falling off in Finland, but the car is back together. This man has been doing a lot of driving on both sides of the Atlantic this year, and now he's in the Euro E36, as he calls it, firing in first time he's ever put a competitive run in Riga, and he goes wide to the end of the circuit, and this is solid from LZ so far. Very fast through the course as he fires to that outer zone for us. It's good, very snappy transition. Will he get slowed down time? Oh, just about gets away with it, but that was going to be a big error for Adam LZ as he hops up on the curb, and I was just noticing how much speed he was carrying through the course. I would have thought, you know, this guy's never driven the track before. He should be a little tentative, should be a little bit nervous. This is a scary track. Not so much for Adam LZ. He's done enough things this year to say. So here we go. Adam LZ is next up, sitting in 30th position with a 70 from his first run. Needs to go a little bit wilder, and he is. He's firing through the gears now. Very early initiation from LZ as he pushes wide to the end of the track. And it's perfect so far. And a big mistake on the second half of the course. The first one got to be clever here. Make it work. Transitions very fast. Again, going way too fast, but he makes it work. But he transitions snappy. He's got to get into that outer zone very late, but he made it work on the transition. As Adam LZ takes it across the line, it will be an improvement on his first position. LZ in the chase. Let's see what happens. LZ and Korpolinski had a tough Finland. Let's see what happens. Can they turn it around here in Riga?
There we go. Down through the gears to come. Nice initiation from Korpolinski. Lets that car sail to the edge of the circuit. Now gets on throttle, finds it. LZ up on the curve though and unsettles the car. Almost puts himself into a complete spin and now has to shut the car down. Korpolinski opens up the gap, jumps up onto the curb, uses that to force himself across the circuit into that final outside zone. And LZ out of this one as Korpolinski brings it across the line.
It looked to me like, and this is just my first thoughts, I think Adam LZ doesn't see that curb. I think he's lost in the smoke, and I think all of a sudden the back end of the car starts to lift.
The circuit to avoid that curb. Well, now they swap around LZ to lead out Korpolinski, and this one's not done until it's done. And LZ smokes tyres all the way off the line as Korpolinski fires it in. Will he play it safe? LZ drops out of the outside zone, now gets back into it again as he fires the car across the circuit. He's just going to drive away. But Korpolinski's not going to let that happen as they fire through outside zone 5. A little handbrake down from LZ as he gets into the last outside zone. Korpolinski gets himself into it, now looks for the door and across the line. Sits on the start line. Incredible 2JZ powered BMW E36. He's been looking good in practice. He's been looking strong. He said he's feeling happy, and this style of track and driving suits him. Very aggressive initiation from LZ now. Goes right to the edge of the circuit, flicks the car across. Nice line. LZ lets the car wash. Look how fluid that was from LZ. Drops it down, tucks the nose in to that point of the circuit. Very clean there from LZ once again. Right to the edge of the circuit. LZ across the line.
Big run. Very big run from Adam LZ. And he said, from the USA, massive first run, got him at 91.5. Can he go higher? Can he get into the showdown? Top 4 drivers will face off after qualifying, and LZ fires in on massive angle. I'm not sure that's going to work. Well, he's made it work somehow with all that angle. He's absolutely tearing through the course with insane angle. This is a pure style run from Adam LZ. It's a little bit offline, but I don't care because it is so much fun to watch. This is the most extreme run of the track we've seen so far. Something wrong with that guy. Big point to note though, the man leading out this battle is Adam LZ, higher qualifier than Jack Shannon. Shannon's got to get the work done fast here.
He needs to, for sure, and LZ looks like he's on rails this weekend. Nice initiation from LZ, and already Shanahan starts to fall away. Good line from LZ as he flicks that car across the circuit. Now Shanahan starts to make the dive, looks for the side of that BMW E36, but it looks like he's a little bit too much to handle right now. Shanahan goes for the transition. LZ catches that rear wheel on fire once again across the line. There was no fight from Shanahan in that battle.
No, and Adam LZ trying to go back to 1988 again, as he always does all season. Now he's in the chase position. This is where we'll see everything start to unravel as Charlie now fires into that first corner, nice and wide. Top of the bank goes Shannon. Really nice line from Jack Shannon here as he takes it out to the edge of the course. LZ got the proximity though. He's got to make a dive at some point, and he doesn't. It's a little bit of separation again here in the chase position as LZ tries to gain some ground on Jack Shannon. But Jack Shannon's car is like a rocket ship. LZ's car back on fire again as he goes back up onto the door. Jack Shannon. That's a close one for the judges. Competed here last year, did not qualify for the top 32, so he's coming back this year to redeem himself. Let's see if the E36 can boogie here in the first qualifying run. Early initiation there as he goes right to the edge of the circuit. Left foot braking to keep the car out there, no contact with the wall. Smooth so far, inside clip here. Very nice, very close from Adam LZ. The front just Kevlar flexes as he goes through there, and as he takes it right across the circuit into the outside zone. His transition quite nice. Oh, and a big flick across. This is where it gets hairy, but he makes it work. Very aggressive there from Adam LZ. A solid run all the way through, just leaning on that last zone. So a very good run. Judges will probably have a look at that front inner clip, I think. High fives and smiles. He said he really wants to do what he did better than last year. He wants to qualify for the show. And Adam LZ comes off the line in that E36 BMW, throwing it wide and wild. Big angle on the initiation, gets there late to the outer zone though. Not quite as close to the wall as he was on his first run as he comes through that inner zone and transitions back. This is where he's been excellent, and he does the same thing again. Takes the headlight out the car. Luckily they're not real headlights as he goes wide. A little wobble there from LZ as he goes out to that outer zone. Keeping in the outer zone, but not perfection so far as he goes across that last outer zone. This is where it's tricky. You got to control. You can see the damage sustained to the front of the car from that inner wall clip as he comes on the front brake. and levels the throttle into that last zone, using the left foot brake to massage the car out. And again, another solid run from LZ, but I'm not sure it had as much spice as the first.
Yeah, I think for me it was the entry into the first outside
times, but he will love the challenge here of taking down LZ in front of the Polish fans. Here we go, LZ in the lead, big entry from LZ, Joachim Andersen firing into the chase.
Yeah, big flick to initiation from Adam LZ, but it works and it pays off, and look at that, right into that outside zone, right up onto the wall. But look at this from Andersen. Andersen can trust Adam LZ's line and takes a brave swing through. Now Andersen on the inside, he's going to have to dive up to get that proximity back, and he does as Adam LZ makes his way through that long outside zone. Joachim Andersen right in there though, on the pocket as they come through the centre of the circuit, looks to set himself up for that second to last outside zone. Joachim Andersen took a weird line there, had to wait for Adam LZ to set himself up. Now LZ into the final outside zone. Andersen flicks it to angle across the line.
Yeah, so pretty impressed here with a really good lead, because that LZ's lead is probably sitting in the mid-80s. It could be beaten, so let's see what happens.
There we go, 30 gears down they come. Look at this. LZ goes for that straight line approach. Big flick to angle, long handbrake drag over for Andersen, but now he's into the outside zone, disposes of the rear bumper. That opens the door for Adam LZ as he comes through. He's going to take that bumper off, and he does. Spits it across the circuit as they look for outside zone 4. Andersen's on some pace right now. He's moving through the circuit very fast. Little tag on the wall, it upsets the line ever so slightly from Joachim Andersen. And Adam LZ deals with it, waits for that transition. A scrappy move through the middle of the circuit for the American, as now the Swedish driver Joachim Andersen looks for that final outside zone, and LZ jumps up onto the front wheel.
Oh, a little bit of proximity just towards the end. And again, he's due to the USA, so technically he has had some issues all year with the other one, so he's built 3 E36s almost in a year. But he'd be happy in Poland to get himself into the top 8. And Adam LZ will take the opportunity just to do a quick run of the track, make sure the car is A-OK, put a wave on for the fans, and he's happy to go through, but not the way he's going through.
No, exactly that, Dave. So Adam LZ, close to the wall there, nearly put himself in a little danger, but nevertheless he's going to finish up this run. He will take a full pass of the circuit. Every single run these guys can get, they will get. Limited practice for these guys over the last 2 days. And Adam LZ cross the line and secure the deal and remove the bullet off the car.
Take the bullet off the car.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, might as well do it in style. It holds on for a 360.
That cable tie is just like, I'm trying, I'm really trying. The only American to ever make the top 4 in the championship is about to happen. History in the making here in the PGA Narodowy, as a US driver makes it to the semi-finals of Drift Masters.
Yeah, and all he had to do was initiate and complete his first outside zones, and he's done that, but he will take a full pass of the circuit, because he'll want to get some more laps under his belt, Dave. You know, it's only been limited seat time here at the PGA Narodowy because of building that circuit in 2 days. And just think, this time tomorrow, Dave, none of this will be here.
Nope.
Bill gone.
We'll still be here having a few celebratory alcohol beverages, but everything else will be.
I might be in bed. I don't have a brain anymore. My brain
is... a lot of I'm going firing the Finnish fans. That's where I'm going.
No way.
Me and you, Ian, are going to jump into the middle of all the Finnish fans, and we'll just see where the night takes us.
They have drinks that are dangerous. You could run a car on a drink that they have.
I think Laurie Heinen's car runs on some of their concoctions. Yeah, but that's why it blew up.
I see you in Finland drinking their drinks, and I was like, this is crazy.
That's a lot of bigs.
That's a lot of bigs.
And here we go. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and send them into that first corner. LZ goes. He knows he can trust James Deere. He knows he can go close, and let's see what happens.
There we go. James Deere fires in. Look at this from Adam LZ though. Oh, a little too deep on that first outside zone, but now reasserts himself. Looks for the side of the S15. They fire through, and Dean clinical as always. And Adam LZ optimises on that clean lead line. Oh, tags the wall once again. LZ disposes of the back end of that E36. He shallows up the angle. Dean dials it on as they fire through the touch and go. Now one transition left as they get themselves in to the second to last outside zone. Now LZ starts to apply the pressure as Dean tags the wall. LZ into the pocket, up onto the front wheel, across the line.
You got to give it up for Adam LZ. He brought everything to that fight. The Irishman, to make it an all-Irish final, James Dean needs to bring the heat here. And Adam LZ, well, he's got to get up and gone into this first corner. Dean chasing in LZ into that first corner. Dean leaves it late, but he gets it on time.
Yeah, he does, and LZ fires into that first outside zone. It's really nice from LZ, but opens the door for James Dean as he tags the side of that E36 BMW. They fire through. LZ nice and close to the wall, but Dean replicates it as well. Now follows him into this outside zone. Oh, and Dean's deeper into the zone. He's onto the door. He's onto the wall. A little wobble from both guys as they come firing through. They look for the touch and go. LZ's on an absolute flyer right now as he lines himself up for the outside zone, gets himself into a little dab of the foot brake, and both guys clouded by the smoke as they get into that final zone across the line.
Oh, I don't know. great proximity from James Dean, and not hitting the wall in the chase run, I think, is a big part of that as well. But I'm still thinking this is closer than you think. So let's see what happens as they come off the line for a third step on the podium. Geinsek's off like a rocket.
Yeah, he's not messing around, Dave. He would have turned that car up to 11 once again. Now he fires through, but look at this from LZ. LZ's not messing around. Oh, gets a little close, has to back out of it. As Vicek now goes for it, looks for that inside zone, and he nails it as he fires through bumper to bumper as they transition into this outside zone 4. And look at Adam LZ. Oh, contact. Adam LZ gets a little punch in the face from the back end of that Supra, gets himself back into it as Vicek now fires through on that last transition, looks for this second to last outside zone. LZ gets himself back into the mix, back onto the side of that Supra, glues it to the door and across the line.
I think this one's going to be a little bit, you're going to see this on the replay, just from initial watching, because of course you're talking easy.
I'm talking about...
Anyway, we're in the second half, here we go. LZ in the lead position, it is Peter Geinsek in the chase position. Here comes a Peter Geinsek, absolutely has to do or die special now.
Yeah, and we know he's got that chase absolutely dialed in, and look at this, already he's on the door, and this is no messing around for the Polishman right now as they fire through, absolutely textbook on that inside zone. They get into this long outside zone, and they tussle once again, wheels clatter against each other, and they hustle and bustle through the middle of the circuit. Adam LZ trying to take it to the Polishman right now as they fire through, more contact once again as Vicek brings the fight to the American and bullies him across the line.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Geinsek absolutely bullies LZ around the track. He must have hit him 25 times in that run.
Easily.